night. Check the radio, pit crew is far from slow. The lights no longer yellow. Ready, steady, go. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. 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 In love with the ride. Burning rubber smells real nice. Fuel it up once or twice. Come on, fast is the way to drive. Crowds all on their feet, not one bothered by the heat. Imagine them in the driver's seat. Checkered flag would be sweet. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. 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 Everybody get ready. On your feet. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Crank it up. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. 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 Crank it up.
With the ButtKicker Gamer 2, what you see and what you hear is what you feel. ButtKicker. The future is feeling.
When you need the best designs in your fleet of vehicles, there's only one brand name that many trust in. One that makes every car pop out from the rest of the field, and that is Lightning Wrapz. Be sure to check us out on Facebook at Lightning Wrapz to get yourself a vehicle unlike the rest. Lightning Wrapz, the most affordable designs made at your leisure.
Looking for a new PC or an upgrade to your current one? Look no further than Ford Entertainment Group, your home for the best quality and value in new, pre-built, and custom PCs at the lowest price guaranteed. We have affordable PC solutions for any budget, with custom builds starting at $595. Even the pros turn to Ford Entertainment Group to get them up and running. With valued customers from all over the world, it's easy to see why Ford Entertainment Group is the most trusted brand in custom PCs.
I wanted to save my awesome subscribers the most money when they started their sim racing journey. I started trying to look for the best deals. And I'm so proud that Jeffrey and I have partnered up so I can spread the good news about where to get the lowest price on a high quality computer.
Feel confident when buying from us with the FEG Satisfaction Guarantee. Get yourself on track today by visiting us online at FEGPC.net.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back here live on PTA Racing TV. We are now showcasing to you the ButtKicker 80 here in Concord, North Carolina, Charlotte Motor Speedway. It's a wild one and a hot endurance today. The drivers have got the pressure, and it's time to see if they can handle it all. Hello, everyone. I am the Crusader Chris Drive, joining you guys today with my good friend and colleague Michael Bullinger. Michael, once again, saw another tough ordeal and a tough foray for these drivers to face today.
Indeed, this track is going to be tough throwing track from what I've been seeing tonight. It's going to be difficult. It's going to more than likely come down to tires and fuel with this old racing surface.
Certainly the case indeed. Well, we'll have to find out how they handle it here and all that as we are presented to you live by our friends at Six Sigma Sim Racing, the ButtKicker Company, Pit Stall Racing Series, Ford Entertainment Group PC.net, GainZFitness Incorporated, and of course, Lightning Wrapz. Thank you to all of them for their support throughout the showcases and out our time here on the surface. Time to present to you the Pit Stall Race Series grading order here. I'll start with the row 1. You go to row 2, my friend, on the pole. And the number 7, it will be Jeffrey Vicker. The outside, the 18, Bobby Anderson.
In the 90 will be Dennis Warrens. And in the 51, Jeffrey Ratke.
In row number 3, we're going to see Jeff Oakes in the 20, the outside. In that 95, it is Robert Warrens.
In the number 3, Jason Henry. And in the number 99, Wally Babb.
Row number 5 is Hunter Hammer and Hanson in the 13 with the outside. And the big 15, Jordan Darnell.
In the 77, Stephen Ford. And in the 66, Corey Stahl.
Row number 7 pilots the 27 to Corey Reed with the outside. In the big 5-5, it is Jason Brent.
In the 76 will be Mike Bredow, and in the 21, Robert Kahn.
Row 9 is the Throttle Chantel Pot on the 5. Outside in that 71 is Dustin Sonaker.
In the number 98, Sean Long. And rounding out your field in the number 84, Matthew Holford.
Race fans, it is that time again here on the PTM Racing TV network on the channel here on the show. We are about to bring you a wild one here. The ButtKicker 80 is no easy task. This track is no easy example of anything less but hardship and determination. Only the best may even be willingly given the opportunity to be chosen to win on this very tough terrain and surface as we pilot our drivers off through turn number 3 into turn number 4, lining them up to the ButtKicker restart zone. It is time to lay down the action. It is time to hustle down the field. Through corner number 4 to the green flag we wave. Let's get it going here, Michael.
Vickery starting to make a takeoff as an early lead.
Vickery last season got his one and only win here on this very same surface by outracing everyone in terms of fuel and tire strategy. He told me earlier today he's looking to add to that resume and be race winner 9 of 10, defeating and crushing a record that was held last season by this same group of drivers, the same pack, when we had 8 different winners out of a 12 different race section. Only one would come away with multiple wins, that being the Rattlesnake Robert Kahn, would not claim the championship though, as Anderson would be consistent and be able to take him down.
Looks like right now we're getting a good battle between Vickery while Anderson's trying to find an opening to make his move, but Vickery ever so slightly tries to throw a block on him every time he tries to make the attempt on the pass.
A lot of times you see what happens early on is drivers just getting a little bit too comfortable, a little bit too over their head. Next thing you know, they realize they're just not getting the pressure or the speed that they need to burrow up from. If I had to guess by now, Anderson and Vickery probably be careful of that and trying to stay in the draft line so they can consume the tires here and make sure that they know the fuel mileage may be in their favor. Saving fuel is going to be a big factor here, as well as that tire where everything boils down to only one thing, which is how long and how far can you go and can you survive extreme heat and temperatures that Charlotte Motor Speedway brings to the table, and also the high bank ends with those bumpy back stretches.
I noticed as these was pacing, it looked like this track was a little bouncy and being forward. looks like with this older surface, it is going to be a tire eater.
Older surfaces mean slicker treads, meaning that the drivers have to be fighting the truck or car constantly throughout, and that's exactly what they're getting thrown to the table here. If we look on there, Wally Babb in the 99 currently holding on to the 6-spot. Depot right behind him here trying to catch up to him, but Babb is at a bit of a disadvantage. It's the first time this season. Not only is he tied in points with Robert Warren, but Robert Warren right now actually has him a little bit higher up on the playing field here, and he knows he's got a lot of company, a lot of stuff to really worry about. These guys being very cautious and being very aware of where they're going with this.
And speaking of, it looks like Bobby Anderson did eventually overtake Jeffrey Vickery while we were looking at some of these other drivers.
So Vickery laying back low now, looking like he's going to try to draft off the 18 of Anderson, while Radke laying in deep, trying to build up some speed. Robert Warrens, Dennis Warrens right now doing much of the same. Every driver for himself, and Anderson too. Really not had the best season in terms of what he's been trying to accomplish, what he's been trying to endure here. He told me earlier today that, yeah, my season's been absolutely whack. I've only got one win, and I'm only 6 out of points. I don't know what else I can really do other than just keep fighting.
Well, this track could be bringing in a new winner, or we could see another multi-winner tonight.
For sure there.
Right now it looks like we have Corey Reed in the 77 and the 27 of... my bad. Stephen Ford in the 77 and Corey Reed in the 27. Looks like they're trying to battle it out right now for 12th and 11th right now.
Stephen Ford not had the best season as well, but Corey Reed, I can say, probably had the worst luck in terms of when that caution or when the trouble started to fly out on his end of the bargain. But right at this moment here, it seems like keeping a decent pace and keeping a decent little drive off. Looks like he's just trying to keep a more conservative mindset approach, at least the first part of this. Again, Charlotte, honestly, I'm not too surprised right now that it's been such a clean affair. Again, this track, it really hammers itself down to just making your right passing opportunities and getting the right time to pass. But when you got a driver that may be well aware of like where he is at and where she is at in this case, makes for a much more difficult scenario to have to work around and have to fight with as Hunter Hammer and Hansen and Jason Henry go at a little bit here in the top 10.
Don't we count out any of these other drivers yet either. We could see one of these drivers come from the back to having a shot at winning this thing. It's a long race. We still have a lot of laps to go. Anything can happen. So it looks like right now Mike Rideout trying to catch up to the 55 of Jason Brent, trying to make a pass on him.
Vickery also has regained the lead for just a brief moment, but back up to the front right now. Anderson's already trying to keep old Vickery back. Radke right now working with him off the draft line zone. These guys right now pulling up the speed and pulling out all the big guns. Vickery desperately needs to win in order to try to manage the season in the top 5 brackets here. Everybody else in that camp row as well looking to try to do much the same as Anderson. Hard off the nose from turn number 4. Got himself trapped in between, and Radke and Vickery right now just keeping their pace and keeping the momentum up. You can see the tire wear too right now there, Michael. Right now our best lap times are in the 30.4s. Their times right now, last speed 31.54, 50 between Vickery and Radke. And then the lowest time was a 32-second lap, and that was in the Mike Rideout and Dustin Sloan-Napier camp. So tires are definitely getting affected here right out of the gate for these guys.
Well, it's gonna all come down to pit strategy because with these drivers having a limited set of having about maybe 2 or 3 sets of tires, 80 laps. This is gonna come down to who be smart with their tires. As he had the 55 making slight contact with the wall. That was Jason Brent.
Brent, slight damage there on the right side of the truck there. Looks like he's A-okay though, and be able to continue on that Moser Racing butt kicker machine. We'll see how all that hangs down for him. Con and Hansen going at a little bit as Con tries to get the Freightliner moving up. And yeah, Con told me earlier today, yeah, this season's been absolutely horrible as well. I have not had this kind of a season in so long, and I'm just sick and tired of it playing out. I've only got one win in my name, and I really only got it just because I got lucky, as he put it.
And now looks like we're getting Chantel Pottle and the 15 of Jordan Darnell trying to battle it out right now for 15th.
Darnell battling a little bit there to the corners here to the distance zone up ahead, though. We got a good battle going on between Anderson, Babb, and Warrens. Dennis Warrens right now trying to clear the gap up, but he's got a little bit of a troublesome slate there on the outside. And this again just kind of shows you really the multi-groove action Charlotte Motor Speedway can bring to the table. You got two lanes you can really hit, the bottom and the high side. Now the bottom is good for increasing the run and increasing your speed. But the outside, if you're on the bottom, is actually your Achilles heel. Someone drives it up a little bit more, they block your exit, and without that truck or car able to actually corner up as well as it should, it then forces the other driver to have to really hang on, especially with that winding straightaway there on the front stretch. Very tough and difficult as this Texas Motor Speedways is, but that was a very tumultuous spot for the 18. Anderson nearly got himself wrapped into a bind there.
And speaking of, we have Jeffrey Vickery falling back down to second place, Radke taking over first place.
Radke, the only guy so far this season to have multiple wins to his name, and right now looking to maybe add another one to his mantle here. But again, it is early. We're not sure how much he'll be able to take away from this stage here, at least with only about 7 laps remaining.
Right now, it looks like we have Dustin Schoenacre trying to catch up to the 13 of Hunter Hansen. He's trying everything he can. Looks like he's maybe getting them in the back straight. Yes, he does. Dustin Schoenacre passes the 13 of Hunter Hansen for 16th.
Matthew Harper finally getting the truck to get out on the track here as well with mechanical problems there, but he was able to refix it and get him squared up. John Long, too much troubles though, not going to be able to get it out on the track here. A tough break there for the 98 camp as Hansen right now deals with pressure not only on the damage suffered on the right side, but also I think he also probably having a little bit of time here just trying to figure out how to muscle it through Charlotte Motor Speedway. This track again, so difficult to play out, so difficult to have to work around. It really pulsers it home. The turns as we're 3 wide. Down to the corner. Con and them all trapped up and everyone trying to get out. Anderson slams it right into the front or barrier down off of turn number 4.
And caution is out.
No caution now. They are still green. Anderson completely just dipped in there and had nowhere to go. I'm not sure what exactly happened there.
Well, let's go take a look at that over on the PTM Instant Replay, shall we?
Led by Ford Engineering Group, PC.net. Here is our PTM TV Instant Replay. 3 wide out. Con goes to the bottom. Stall's trying to get in there too. Anderson got kind of blocked in. Henry gets trapped in there. It looked like he was trying to slow down, get to pit road, and Anderson just got the worst end of the stick and got completely edged out. And I don't even think he can believe it himself.
Tough break for Anderson. He's been super strong all race so far.
Was looking like it could be a pretty good run out for him there, but now that has completely been thrown to the wolves, if you will. Radke, Darnell, and Ford, and Anderson all in pit road. Anderson, though, was definitely getting towed out of here, and I think, honestly, it may be the end of his day. Darnell going to run out Ford out of the lines. Corey Reed, now your race leader, as Dennis Warrens goes into pit road.
It looks like the pit window is open. Let's see how many people start going in now after we had starting to get most of these Zooters going in.
I think this is an interesting strategy here we're looking at right now, which is, again, Corey Reed, Mike Rideout, Chantel Pottle, they're all trying to go the long distance route, trying to strengthen up their speed, trying to strengthen out their car. Corey Reed now going into pit road. So, again, it's not a matter of always having to run up to the front. Sometimes just being able to lay back low actually can do you some good.
As right now, it looks like we're getting Hofer in the 84 and 51 of... We're getting a 51 of Ratkey going for a little battle themselves, but that battle doesn't really matter anyway as Hopper in the wall.
Hopper goes in the wall off turn number 4 there. Ratkey jumping his way across the inside zone. Hopper just not having a good day already. Mechanical problems now this. The inspection center right now has just been thrown into a bind, into a pickle here. Right out, and Pottle going to go the long run here. Pottle trying to hang on.
This would be the time I would start taking tires. As you see people start sliding up the track and a couple people already going the wall, I would go in about now and get fresh Goodyear Racing Eagles as we get into yellow.
Competition caution is out on the track here, so we have hit our competition caution here, and that will give everyone a chance to kind of reel and deal their way back around. Mike Rideout, though, what a start to his day already. He is going to bring it home and stage for a competition caution win, but he's got a long road to success here on PTM Racing TV. Ladies and gentlemen, don't go anywhere. When we come back, more action to be had here on PTM Racing TV. Tonight's race in part by our friends at Six Sigma Sim Racing. Six Sigma is your #1 Mosin Sim Magic dealer in North America, while also the manufacturer of best value high-end sim racing chassis in the market. By the ButtKicker, best sim performance for feeling real tracks on the virtual world. The ButtKicker, feel what you've been missing. By the Pit Stall Racing Series, the place for all your high-octane racing needs on Thursday nights. Be sure to tune on in with us for all your sim racing needs. By Forward Entertainment Group PC.net, matching your with your wallet. FEGPC.net will always work with your needs to build the best PC at the right price. By GainZFitness.inc. And by Lightning Wrapz, the most affordable designs made at your leisure. Lightning Wrapz will bring out the best designs in your library.
With the ButtKicker Gamer 2, what you see and what you hear is what you feel. ButtKicker. The future is feeling.
Looking for a new PC or an upgrade to your current one? Look no further than Ford Entertainment Group, your home for the best quality and value in new, pre-built, and custom PCs at the lowest price guaranteed. We have affordable PC solutions for any budget, with custom builds starting at $595. Even the pros turn to Ford Entertainment Group to get them up and running. With valued customers from all over the world, it's easy to see why Ford Entertainment Group is the most trusted brand in custom PCs.
I wanted to save my awesome subscribers the most money when they start their sim racing journey, while I search high and low for the best deals. And I'm so proud that Jeffrey and I have partnered up so I can spread the good news about where to get the lowest price on a high quality computer.
Feel confident when buying from us with the FEG Satisfaction Guarantee. Get yourself on track today by visiting us online at FEGPC.net.
When you need the best designs in your fleet of vehicles, there's only one brand name that many trust in. One that makes every car pop out from the rest of the field, and that is Lightning Wrapz. Be sure to check us out on Facebook at Lightning Wrapz. Get yourself a vehicle unlike the rest. Lightning Wrapz, the most affordable designs made at your leisure. Alright, well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back here on the call here for ButtKicker 80 here for PTM Racing TV, Showcase of Pedal Metal Racing League. Right now here at the moment here at Charlotte Motor Speedway, we have Mike Rideout currently still leading it out here out from pit road and all that. And Michael, it's been a bit of a wild little start there. Some very big passing opportunities, some big moves, but looks like saved out this one.
Indeed. It looks like tire wear was becoming a factor as we saw a couple people making contact with the Waltworth and another truck on turn exits. So it looks like 16 laps is going to be about the tire wear as we're getting some more drivers going down to pit lane right now.
Probably looking at the fuel run, probably trying to figure that out right now. Again, with only the 25 laps that they got, really, that was about where we were ending at. So I'm very curious to see how that will do long-term wise, because again, we're going back to green about lap 29.
Not now, as we just got the caution extended.
Well, now it's going to be caution extended out, so that will reel us back around here once more. So looks like we get to lap 30 before we get back to the green. If I had to guess right now, the drivers are still trying to get stuff situated out.
Which would be my only guess why they would do it. Because when the fields get mixed up like this, it's harder to get them just sorted out.
Probably also clean up a little bit of debris around the track here. Probably drivers well aware of that. They had left a few sparks, scratches, claws, and a few things left around on there. Not shedding any skin or anything, but still.
So it looks like these drivers are now getting lined up as we're about to get ready. It looks like as it's going to be Rideout, Warrens, Radke, Pottle in your top 4.
So Rideout right now currently going to be leading this pack out here for the first time this season. It's going to be interesting to see what kind of speed he got on the store, what kind of run he's going to have in the playing field here. Robert Warrens, though, definitely going to be the guy to keep your eye on out. Again, he has finally got his win last time out here, and he's looking to try to add another one to his resume. But again, that win came with the demise of Wally Babb as well, falling back in there. So now he knows he needs to really start kicking up a bit. He can't just be consistent anymore. He's going to have to start really racing it out here. Definitely a lot at stake and a lot on the playing fields here for these drivers.
As it looks like it's going to be 6 Chevys and 1 Ford to round out.
That's a Toyota down there, bud.
I was seeing a Ford. Was it a Toyota?
That's Jeffrey Vickery's Toyota there, buddy. Only got 2 fourth in the house. Sean Long is unfortunately not able to make it, and then Hunter Hansen's all the way in 12th.
I'm seeing the 13s.
He's right now
Ford.
currently in 11th spot now, yep. He's currently a lap down here from pit stops and everything else that's transpired, so he's going to try to have to work his way through. Currently on my end here, I'm seeing Hansen, Brent, Somaker, Darnell, Oaks, Ford, Babb, Anderson, Hoffert, all laps down. Everybody else from Reed, Constall, Warrens, Vickery, Henry, Powell, Radke, and Rideout on the lead lap, and currently looking to just try to continue on here.
That's what I'm seeing as well.
Some of these drivers obviously feel the pressure, kind of know what's going down, and trying to make sure they can stay consistent here, but it's definitely a long shot and a lot of work here that they've got to handle and they've got to deal with in so many regards. So it's going to be interesting to see what they can do and what they can set in the turn here.
Indeed, indeed. As lights are off on the pace car this time, by which means we're about to be back green here at Charlotte Motor Speedway.
Pace car lights off, trucks double filed in. We are going to have ourselves 32, lap 32 being our restart point, 25 laps into the distance for the fuel mileage. This is a very interesting strategy here now, because those that want to stay out and pretty much kind of let the throttle control and let the trucking just keep its gas mileage up to par, they are the ones that are honestly going to be the tougher, the conclusive here, because they know what they have to do and they know how to get just 2 more stops in to win this race. This is a very tall order for those that think they have speed versus those that know they can win on strategy.
Now let's hope we don't have another restart like we saw a couple times last week. As these drivers are making their way turns 3 and 4, as in the pace car is getting ready to go back into pit lane. Pace car is the pit lane. They're making their way down to the pedal to the metal restart zone. And we're back underway as we go back to the gears here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. As we're getting a battle right now between Warrens and Rideout for the lead. Rideout ever so slightly trying to hold off Warrens. But it looks like we're trying to get Jeffrey Ratke into the mix now. As a three truck mix for the lead right now.
Punching their way back around through the corners here. Every driver for themselves. Warren's right out. Ratke here in each other's playing field. Right out. Slight drift up off turn number 4. Warren's trying to immediately escape with the lead. And is successful. Ratke with a little draft off to help him out.
Things are getting interesting on this restart. As all these drivers have some fresh Goodyear Racing Eagles.
Ratke making his look and taking a peek down the inside line. Warren sees it coming. This is a pretty good spot to do it off of 3 and 4. Because the fact is you got to have a tighter corner off in 4 to then set up for this very elongated straightaway here on the front stretch. But that back stretch then completely reverses and flips it on its head. And that's exactly what many of these guys are currently trying to look out for.
And we currently have Bobby Anderson hitting the pits already. Don't know why he might be in the pits. Maybe having car issues after that incident he was involved in a few laps ago.
Well, you gotta think he really absolutely got tore up there with the charge, literally slamming into the water barrier and then having to get the truck then repaired, fixed up, and then losing so many laps just because of it in that tow as well. I gotta believe the frustration factor for Anderson definitely settled in as he now gets out of pit road once more.
Right now, it looks like we're getting 21 of Robert Kahn trying to catch up to Corey Reed, trying to make a pass on Corey Reed as Corey Reed and Kahn make a pass on the 55 of Brent.
Jason Britt, the Moser Racing Camp, staying out of the way for just a moment here. Corey Reed going up to the top there, gets a little bit of a fight out between him and Kahn. Kahn desperately trying to outmaneuver and outperform both drivers here, just handling each other in such a unique and versatile way. But it is Ratke who now moves the chains, and again, these guys are driving as aggressive as they can, but again, I must reiterate again, that doesn't necessarily mean it's going to win their race out. You can have speed all you want, but what can you do when you don't have fuel? And you're running a 50% fuel mileage run, and again, with those that stayed out, that were crunching in and just keeping the truck a little more steady pace. They got about 25 full laps in, so I suspect that will definitely be some drivers questioning the decision if they go too far with it.
Now it looks like we're getting a battle between the 15, 84, and 66. They're all trying to make a battle right now. It's Darnell in the 50, in the 15, trying to snake his way back up to the field with him being a lap down.
Sodaker getting kind of trapped around a few spots here as the 71 tries to inadvertently get out of the way of the mess and get up to the par spot that he's looking for. The Callahan, number 15 though, Jordan Darnell, he is already moving some chains back up, but still a lap down. And again, you're going to hear a lot of that from us today because again, these drivers had tried and tested a very interesting formula in terms of their pit stops and their cycles, but it did not fan out as much as they would want to. And now they know it too. Vickery into the wall a little bit off the turn number 1. Managed to keep that thing square and stable. That thing would look like it got a huge hit and got in some serious trouble down there.
As Mike Rideout has dropped down to third right now, and Robert Warrens and Jeffrey Ratke are first and second, but Rideout right now trying to make the push for the lead again. He has to get past Warrens and Ratke for that to happen. Let's see if he can make a push and try to make this happen.
You can certainly get it done here, but again, I must reiterate, will it work out in its favor? Because again, the tires are already taking a little bit of punishment. They went about 10 laps now in. Jeff Oaks here currently, a guy that is an endurance racer at heart and knows how to run the road courses the best of them. Struggling to keep up in terms of his overall speed and power, but again, I think really he's just trying to hope for a little bit of luck and a bit of strategy to play in his way.
Well, as we saw last time around, lap 16 was when most of these guys started going in. So I'm going to be interested to see if people start going in again 16 laps into this second stage.
Field's starting to run their way to the gauntlet, and you can see there some company moving up. Hunter Hammer and Hansen nearly clips the 5 there. Chantal Paddle, here comes the 99 of Wally Babb trying to get his lap back. And he knows he cannot make any more mistakes this season. He gave up too much last 2 weeks here on the show with involving himself with the wrecks and the cautions, unfortunately. Now he needs to start putting things together and stay consistent if he wants any chance for this one.
This is still gonna. It looks like it's
whoa!
turn out to be a good one.
Rebel Alpha turn number 2 there, and the Paddle gets clipped around the 5. I'm not sure if that might have been the 77 Stephen Ford clipping her there, but there was definitely a collision there, and Paddle, all that speed and power, all for naught.
So let's once again go take a look at this on the PTM Instant Replay to break down what happened.
Oh, no doubt about it. The 77 just came right off the apron, caught the apron just a little bit, catch the 5. Great save by Chantal Paddle, man. That thing was literally at a 90-degree angle, and she just went from a right angle to a more of a acute angle to then feeling a little less obtuse there. But definitely, that was the 77 of Stephen Ford that got a piece of her there coming into the corner. One more look at it.
And why don't we go right along with Paddle as well, so we can go right along with her and see what she saw going through this incident too, if we got time.
Well, we'll have to take one look at it, I guess, if you want, and we'll see here. But I think this might get a little dizzy for some drivers on here, so sorry in advance for fans.
And while you're waiting on through, we got the 51. We got a lot of these drivers hitting pit lane about the same time I said they would be too. One of these drivers was Chantal Paddle, who's also hitting pit lane right now too. We got Ratke into pit lane. Vickery. Warrens. Henry. Dennis Warrens. Corey Stahl. Corey Reed. Mike Rideout. Robert Kahn. Chantal Paddle. All into pit lane.
Anita Johnson joins us here on the broadcast channel here for our showcase. Thanks for tuning on in here, Anita. Drivers right now are going to be squared back up, and a lot of them are going to get their laps back, it looks like, and some time back on the Delta sheets here, as long as they don't go into pit road. Definitely going to save themselves some headaches and save themselves some trouble, but there's still room and plenty to fight out with here on the show.
Indeed, indeed. Only 40 laps into this race. We're still just over halfway. Just under halfway.
Just over halfway indeed, actually. So right now, Warren's your race leader. Radke, Rideout, Stahl, Kahn currently in the top 5. Paddle moving back up into 6th despite the damage on her side there, the truck. Gotta believe, honestly, it just a little bit came from hitting that wall protection, but it was a pretty good little save when you consider what she was in there. And then everyone else doing a great job avoiding contact with her as they were exiting through and entering through the turn. We'll have to see how well that plays out for the future in the long haul, but Stephen Ford definitely can't be a happy camper now knowing he's going to have to go a little bit further in the back after that little hit that he took.
Well, it's looking like it's starting to be a good race. As these drivers did hit pit lane, they hit pit lane about the time I said they would be, about 16 laps into the run.
Yes, indeed, and right now we're currently just getting everyone back into position, into their spotlight, into their shots. every driver right now well aware they got to stay focused, stay under control, and make sure that they do not get too out of the ordinary, too all over the place. They know there's still plenty of time and a lot of racing here on this track.
Indeed, indeed. A whole lot of racing left indeed. Because these drivers just aren't going to win this race in one lap. The only lap that matters if you're a driver is being in front of the field when that checkered flag is waving.
Hit it right on the nose, but again, will they be able to get to it? That is going to fall on them. We're about to find out some more, though. Here's we're getting ready to get them back to the green.
As the caution just gets extended by 2 more laps. Yes, and race control's having a hard time getting these drivers sorted out into their positions.
You gotta think. Well, you gotta think. A lot of drivers here have to wait it out just to make sure that they are going to get their spot back with iRacing's call, and then they got to delay it just to make sure everyone gets back to their spot and back to their position, then to get back to the green. So they have a lot to worry about, and they have a lot of focus on down there. This is no easy task or no easy challenge for them.
Indeed, indeed. Which means we should be going green next time, not this time by, but next time by. If all this works out. As it looks like it's going to be Warrens, Ratke, Rideout, Stahl, Khan, Pottle. As we get the caution extended yet again. These race officials just want to make sure, I think, that we're all lined up yet again. These drivers that did hit pit lane under caution are more than likely going to have fresher Goodyear racing wheels, which means they're more than likely going to be able to make a push for the front.
Jason Bryant going to get himself a little bit of a break here. He's going to get his lap back. That will put him back on the lead lap. That will give him an opportunity here, as he knows he's going to be in a very tough ordeal. So everybody that is 16th is in the lead lap territory, except for Ford, Anderson, Hoffert, and all of them.
Well, with these drivers that's not going to pit lane, I'm surprised they have not went to pit lane yet to try to get some fresh racing eagles to have an even playing field. Because the drivers that went under caution before you go back green are going to have fresher eagles, fresher tires to give them more speed.
Well, we're going to have to see here as we're going to get them back up and running. Looks like that pace car is going to finally turn them back off the yellow there and see what we can bring to the table.
And yes, the lights are officially off, marking one more time around before we go back green. It's going to be a good one. As these drivers get ready to go green.
Getting back to green, yep. They're going to get themselves back down here and ready to reel them back off. Back stacked and all that. Robert Warrens, you're going to be your race leader. Radke going to be in the outside of him. Stahl on the outside row with right out there back in the playing field. Stahl, Kahn, Pottle, Henry, Warrens, Vickery, Reed rounds out top 10.
I think it will be a fun time to go on a ride with Radke on this restart. Ride along with him, see what he's seeing on this restart.
He's currently getting lined up here to settle back off from turn number 3 and turn number 4, shifting to the gears now, no longer having to clutch in to save the fuel. It is time for him and the rest of this field to start driving off. Listen for the roar and the power as they line him off.
As we get back to the pedal to the middle restart zone, back to the gears we go. We're underway yet again here at Charlotte Motor Speedway for the ButtKicker 80. As it's getting to be a battle yet again between 5 cars. Warren, Bracky, Stahl, Rideout, all trying to battle it out right now. Don't be counting out the 21 of Khan either.
They're going to back down to the corners here. Warren, Pottle right now also kind of having a little bit of a tussle as well. Those two drivers well known for their Warren fights and their drives out from point A to point B, and they know they need to stay focused on the environment, stay focused on the control and rhythm. As Vickery right now tries to shoot his way down through turn number 3, he'll get a good run here as he goes one-on-one with Warrens.
As we're getting Bracky starting to pull away a little here from Robert Warrens and Corey Stahl.
Coming back right around here from turn number 1 out of the gate. Right out going to go up top side. Here comes Vickery now looking to start taking control of this race. Will that one caution be the only thing that separates these drivers out from point A to point B, I wonder?
We'll find out, as they don't have many laps remaining either. By my count, we should have 37 laps as we get to the start-finish line.
Looks like Vickery getting kind of tired of Warrens down there. A little bumper tag coming off turn number 2. Gets a big wrap up the line now. Setting back in for turn number 3.
Right now we got Radke slowly starting to pull away, it's looking like, as he has 6 seconds, now a seventh of a second on Corey Stahl right now.
Every driver for themselves right now, and absolutely everyone giving it their heart and soul. Warren's right now back to the bottom trouble for that 95. He's not keeping his speed up. Pottle now trying to look their way in the outside too, as Mike Rideout now leads these guys into the promised land. Khan, Stahl, Radke right now in good position for the finish.
Don't go anywhere, folks. This race is a little over halfway, getting close to being done here. As these drivers are starting to dig down and get ready for the end of this race.
Interested to see with the Apex Sim Racing 66 here at Corey Stahl, like what his strategy is really hindering down to be right now, because again, he has been so close so many times, but has yet to really been able to actually finish the race out. And now today, the pressure on him as well as the rest of the field makes you kind of wonder at home, will he be able to hang on long enough to get to Radke and then also have to outmaneuver everyone else in this? It's a fuel mileage run, but it's also a tire run, and it seems like Radke has got a great pouring off truck, but again, if you have enough to stabilize it down.
It looks like we have Bobby Anderson and Stephen Ford trying to go at it right now for the... Oh, trouble!
Jordan Darnell slamming right off turn number 4 there, and Stephen Ford getting a good clip of him. Darnell not bringing out the caution. They stayed green, but a massive hit there, and definitely got to be a bit of a headache there. Oh, there is trouble there coming off turn number 2. 2 drivers involved, Warrens and Hopper. Caution is out.
Now let's get ready to go take a look here one more time at the PTM Racing TV Instant Replay.
Well, this one should be a bit of an interesting call to see what happened here, and it looks like Henry might have dished a little bit too quick there at the 95 of Warrens. Hoffer nowhere to go. Everybody else just trying to avoid it. Didn't quite pertain to that. One more look at it here as we go to Henry's cam here. We're going to take a very close look At this came right off that turn. And again, we talk about it. We saw it earlier with Ford. Now we see it here with Warren's.
This will be a fun one to break down.
Yeah, he got it right on the apron. Again, it happened the same way, Ford and Bottle. Henry knew he was in a bit of trouble there and just completely clipped him in. That will
Well,
be...
this is going to be, well, the number 3 is probably not going to be very happy.
Well, he's not going to be happy, but he's going to have to take the EOL, and he's going to wait it out to get to pit road. Knows the drivers are currently just trying to get in there and do their job.
Good sportsmanship by him, knowing that he is going to be have to get this by letting all the other guys go in front of him. That way he's already in the back and doesn't need to get in the back later on during pace laps.
It'll certainly be interesting to see, but again, right out, or excuse me, Henry, been such a good sport throughout this entire season. There's only a couple wins to his name, but definitely deserved wins for the most part. And to have this situation come up here and unfortunately happen to him now, definitely we hurt him a little bit, knowing he was having a pretty good run here for the most part.
Well, pit lane has gotten busy too with this pit cycle starting to open back up again. Looks like a lot of these drivers did come through as well. Hoping they don't need to go stop again, but only time will tell.
Time will tell indeed here. Right now we're going to have a couple more laps remaining. Still plenty of time out on the track. I think it's about time we listen in to some of these guys here. Let's listen in now with the number 27, Corey Reed. Corey, if you got a line down there and you got it working tonight, buddy, I think you've been making something work as well inside that truck, sir.
Yeah, thanks, Mitch. Just going pretty good.
Doing pretty good indeed. Now, really, with long-term wise, I know now fuel strategies are kind of put into repair and put into the ultimate shot here. What do you think right now you're looking at, and how are you feeling it with it?
I think we got enough fuel to make it to the end. So, almost everybody got fresh tires. Should be a fun finish.
Sure there. All right, well, Reed, thank you so much for your time down there. Corey Reed, ladies and gentlemen, there on the line. I think we got time to bring in old Hunter and Hammer and Hanson there. We'll see how the old 13's doing down there. Here he now joins us here on the call here. Hammer and Hanson indeed back on the line. And Hanson earlier on started a lot of troubles and mishaps there, getting used to the suspension as well as the truck going through those old bumps down there, those wheeler bumps. But now, as you currently look at being in the top 10 predicament, what is going to be the end goal for you in this one?
I definitely think we have enough fuel to make it. You know, we're shutting the truck off, trying to save as much fuel as possible. You know, just trying to save tires. You know, we're getting about 12 laps of tires, and that's about it. So, you know, we're going to have to save and be there at the end.
And I'll ask this last question, too. I mean, your hometown is literally here in North Carolina. I know Concord can't be too far of a drive from you, but, I mean, for you, what does it feel to have a hometown crowd kind of inside your face here?
Oh yeah, it's only about a 3-hour drive, and we come watch this race every year, and you know, we love it. You know, we're always good to see people actually run at the dirt track here when they have the big Charlotte dirt track race. So you know, it's like home.
It's like home indeed. All right, well, Hunter Hanson, thanks so much for your time. Best of luck as you get ready to fire him back down. Michael, they seem pretty intense down there. They seem pretty ready to go, I'll say.
They do. As it looks like we got Jeffrey Vickery cycling back up to the front row with Ratke on his outside with it, and Corey Stahl and Robert Kahn in row 2.
Interesting little strategy here from Vickery. He's only went in, took only fuel. He did not take tires. Ratke, Stahl, Kahn, and all of them did below him. So he's the only driver right now that is on a burner set of tires. And again, we've talked about how difficult it was to work around that as it is. Looks like either he was trying to debate on taking down the cone there and turn back our old Cone Lives Matter movement back on the show, but nope, looks like he actually avoided going that route today.
What it looks like was he was just trying to save himself from getting too loose in the turn, since he was on an older set of tires while some of these drivers on a newer set. He was probably just trying to keep himself from spinning in the turn, is why he more than likely did that.
Well, I guess for explanation too as well, just to explain those at home that may not know. Brad Thacker, a driver that used to run on the Monday night, Tuesday night series, as well as a couple other series, he actually had a thing for taking out that cone, so they had to start a movement called the Cone Lives Matter just to make sure that he would stop doing it, and many drivers would end up working with it to try to help save it. But Michael, you got the start to back him up, bud. Here we go. We're ready to restart him out.
As pace cars in the pit lane, we're getting ready to go back through the gears as they're hitting the PTM restart racing zone. We are back underway at Charlotte. As the laps start winding down here, we should probably think about maybe doing another pedal to the metal moment pretty soon before these laps, as these laps start winding down.
Depending on when and where they want to get it done. Victory right now already trying to stabilize the truck off, but Radke is not having it stall. Also trying to push his level up. Con, uh-oh, that's trouble. That's trouble, and there goes Raiden. Con is all wrecked out there off of corner number 3 and 4, and a tough little spot there for both drivers involved.
Well, they're starting to look like last week almost again, as a lot of these restarts had trouble not even a lap in on the restarts.
Trying to see if maybe stall came up a little bit or Con chumped down. Looks to me like Con actually might have gone down a little bit there on stall. Let's take another look here and see if we can get a good idea here, though. That was a close call. Let's see. I think Con honestly came down, though. Yeah, it looks like Con came down. Con came down on stall. Stall actually held his line out there, so unfortunately, Con finds himself on the receiving end and unfortunately costing himself out there. That was definitely a tough little spot. One more look at it from the replay. You can see he was on board here. You can see he didn't really think he was coming down too much, but you know, you gotta watch where your spot is at. You gotta make sure where you're going.
The key thing, always listen to your spotter, because he'll tell you when you're clear to get down. That's what's tough about these tracks sometimes. You'll start to slide on older tires as these tires do start to wear. Well, let's hope we don't have another restart like we just did. And it's looking like Radke, victory. Stall, right out at the moment. Let's see who goes into pit lane to maybe get a splash of snow cold racing fuel to try to keep him in the race.
Well, I mean, the season of griefs, unfortunately, and the season of troubles just continues to plague many guys out here, and it looks like my old broadcaster curse decided to bring out the old voodoo dolls I used to carry and took out old Corey Reed. So, Corey, if you ever listen back on this, or you're listening right now, I am sorry in advance, sir. I did not mean to bring you in and give you the old broadcaster curse.
It happens a lot. I've honestly seen it happen when I was helping broadcast some other sporting events I help with. We were talking about stuff, about how one of our quarterbacks hadn't thrown a pick, and then the next play, he threw a pick. So I know how that old broadcaster curse works.
It never gets any easier, and it never gets any better. It just continues to rattle the chains and rattle some drivers. We are going to get the lights off on the pace car. It's time to get back with 16 to go.
Radke, victory, stall, right out, bam, running in top 5 here on this restart. As they're making their way through 3 and 4, pace car is getting ready to pull down to pit lane. And as we do go green, we'll be going back green with 16 laps to go. As these drivers are making their way to the pedal to the middle restart zone. Back to the gears we go. We're back underway. 16 to go.
Well, if you thought the pressure wasn't on beforehand, now the pressure is extremely on, and I'm hoping, like you said a little while ago there, Michael, these drivers don't get caught up in that maddening restarts that North Woodsboro brought them last week. Let's hope they have learned how to control their urges and control their nerves, and so far it seems to be the case. Wallybab right now in a very good spot. Not so much in that end, though. Trouble yet again, and once again it is going to be right out in Pottle. They open up their own lawn care service. Right out is in the grassy plains right now. Anderson, everyone else trying to get out of there.
And like I said, a lot of these drivers are going to be starting to get aggressive as we get closer to the end of this race. So let's hope we don't see another North Wilkesboro again, because this is not North Wilkesboro, this is Charlotte.
Another look at it from the P10 Race TV Instant Replay, and let's see. I mean, from that angle, it looked like Bab kind of came down on right out, and then Pottle ended up getting kind of trapped in there as well.
This is going to be a hard one to judge.
Yeah, because, I mean, you had Bab literally get right in front there and then almost completely cave in the rest of the field. See, he gets a little loose, he saves it. Everything's good there, and then Pottle gets right out.
And because of that, it looks like it caused a massive checkup for him and Pottle, is what it looks like happened.
Try to get a flip cam view of this here, and yeah, the reason that caution came out was actually because of the number 7 looks like a Victory. That was in the wall protection there. That's what got everything started.
So Victory did take a gamble of staying out on older Goodyear Racing Eagles. He's probably regretting that now, because as soon as we did go green, he did lose a couple of spots. So he's more likely going to go down to pit lane, probably, and get some fresh rubbers.
They're just going to leave it a review on that one. Honestly, that one's kind of hard to judge. But no one wrecked out except for Victory just getting slammed into the wall there. But that was what brought the caution out. Rideout did save it, got squared back up. Everyone else did too. Rideout, though, unfortunately, it looked like just didn't have anywhere to go. Neither did Pottle.
As it does look like we either have drivers either going into pit lane or just coming out of pit lane. It's hard to judge right now. And indeed, it looks like a lot of these drivers are going down to pit lane. Probably. Nope, they're getting back on the track. More than likely, some of these drivers did go down to the pits while we were watching that replay.
And these drivers right now currently feel the pressure. Again, this is what drivers can be made of, and this is what also can really temper some of them up a bit. It's knowing the fuel mileage and then looking at the tires and then the damage suffered. And Victory with all 4 Goodyears now on him. He has a fresh set to work with. Those late cautions, though, definitely forcing a lot of guys here.
These last 2 laps are going to be interesting. Don't go anywhere. Things are just getting interesting.
More than just getting interesting, they're starting to really showcase the challenge, the talent, the toughness, and the absolute incredible nature that comes with running just even in racing in general, but just sim racing with this compatibility, this kind of competitive nature, drivers need to be very optimistic and very aware and keen on where they go from here, because the pressure now lies within every turn, every corner, and every opportunity that they are given here.
Indeed they do. Because as they always say, a lot of these drivers don't start getting aggressive until the last 15 laps, when everyone starts pushing for the lead, and that's when most of these cautions start to come out.
So we'll line them back down here yet again. Currently, Radke going to be our leader. Stahl so desperately wants to get win number 1 this season out of the way. Had the wildest, in my opinion, finish last season when he got completely dished out off of corner number 4. Got turned in, but he was able to finish it across the stripe. You may have noticed that is actually in our little promo videos and intro videos we've had made up. It's one of the wildest things you'll ever see on PC Race TV, and it is also on the YouTube channel as well. If you guys haven't already gone and subscribed there, and like and follow us up here on Facebook if you haven't already.
As these cars are entering the back straight, he lights off on the pace car. It's going to be Ratke, Dahl, Bab, Oates, Hansen, rounding out your top 5. And Bab, I don't know how she's going to be able to fire off and be able to keep up with Ratke, as he does have a little bit of damage on his right rear. As these drivers are in 3 and 4, lights off on the pace car still. Pace car is getting ready to go onto pit lane. Any moment now. Pace car entering pit lane. Drivers are set. We're entering the restart zone. And let's back to the gears we go one more time. Hopefully in the ButtKicker 80.
10 laps remain here. This has now turned into a guerrilla warfare and a fight out for position. Down through the corners here, it is Stahl trying to hold the outside line away from Ratke. He knows that's his only golden opportunity to try to make a pass. He does block him off on the run. Down to the inside though, this is where Ratke is going to have all he wants and everything he can get, because he's got the inside run to work with. Stahl going to drift up slightly. Keeps the power up. Ratke staying in it. Stahl now. Huge run coming off down the front straightaway. The Apex Sim Racing 666 old enough a chance. He's looking for the inside. He's got him. Ratke now lifts up Stahl. Stahl is your new leader.
Let's hope Stahl can hold him off to get his first win of the season. As Stahl is starting to pull away now. Ever so slightly.
Only so much though. You got to remember this is only so many laps you can get on a good set of tires. You're running too quick. You're going to cost yourself dearly. Con into the wall off of turn 4. Slowing down the face here, but everyone else down to the right around him. He gets back in the gas, but he's lost so much speed. Everyone else just wheeling and dealing his way across.
As his laps are running down, we're coupling down to 7 to go.
Still 8 to go actually on our end here, but right now Stahl though, fresher, knows what this is meaning to him. He has not been in this spot since Dover Motor Speedway just a season ago. Can he finally get this one dialed in? He's endured the levels. He's endured the intensity. He stayed out of trouble. He's been 11 spots up from his original starting point. Knows this is a huge moment for him and this team.
Why don't we go ahead and do a pedal to the metal moment of the race as these laps are winding down?
Well, I guess that's he asked. Let's give it to him. Well, let's go to the pedal to the metal here, race fans. Final 5 laps now coming up on your end here, race man. Stahl has managed to get away from Radke, but now Radke's starting to use that clever tack of his. Waiting out, but it may be for do or not. There's a caution now. Trouble again. Chantal Bottle involved in the situation here coming off from turn number 4, it looks like. And looks like we got a massive pile up down there.
Looks like we have a green light checkered restart.
This was not what that 66 wanted to see. This is not what anybody, for that matter, wanted to see. We're going to the replay here to see what the heck exactly happened.
That's what no driver in the lead wants to see if they know they're coming to get their first win of the season.
Looks like Hansen just completely clobbered. Oh! But 5, and then everyone else just trying to avoid it. And a massive pile up ensues. Hansen, though, oh my goodness.
Now this one we might need to slow down to see what actually happened.
Came right off down the front straightaway. Well, from that angle, it looks like maybe Pottle might actually have came down a little bit on the 13 and actually clipped him there. See if we get another look at it here. Again, we talked about it earlier, but this is a very tough scenario here to face off against. See if we can get a look. Well, that's close. Well, that angle looks like Hansen actually drove up a little.
You know, if I was one of these drivers, I would maybe think about going down now to get, if they have the tire set, go down now, get a set with, get maybe get 2 to 4 tires of Goodyear Racing Wheels, maybe go top off on some fuel, just in case if we have another green light checker.
Currently trying to still figure this one out. This one is getting really difficult to kind of fully judge, but to me it looks like it was Hansen. But
that'd be something for the race officials to be able to look at after the race, probably.
And the officials right now still judging it. I think they're going to call it on the 13, so it looks like that will be where the EOL will be given out here, unfortunately. So Hansen not going to be able to really get a chance here. My end, I think that's a decent. I think that's a fair call because I mean, you look at the way they came off, the way down the front straightaway. Bottle was a little bit more to the right, given room, but Hansen then kind of came up slightly, drifted up, and then it was just a big hit and overwhelming situation yet again. It's just so hard though because again you got so much on the line, so much at stake. It's just a big tough decision to have to work around.
Indeed. Now let's see if any pit strategies come into play before we go back green. Or if all these drivers are going to stay out and gamble. Results are still on the pace car. Oh, it's Stahl, Racky, Oaks, Bab, rounding out your top 4. Oaks, don't go anywhere.
I was about to say, Stahl right now has got to be sweating in those gloves and sweating in that suit. And I'm not talking from the heat. I'm talking from the pressure he's feeling. You got 2 guys right now searching for another win or their first one. Jeff Oaks so close, so many times, so many opportunities. Gone to waste. Now has a golden chance to finally get the win of his day. But Corey Stahl, so desperate, so hungry to get this one. Pressure is definitely on.
And if Stahl wins this is gonna be a good post-race interview if he pulls this off.
This is your first of 3 green-white checker attempts. For those at home that do not know what a green-white checker is, let me give you the quick rundown. First, we start with the green. Then we decide to let him go around a lap. And then we flip a green, we turn it to white. As soon as we get that white flag out, they know what it means. It's 1 more lap to go. Coming down off the final corner, they'll see big old black and white. It's a checker flag to finish the race.
Or you have, basically to say it, 2 more laps to go, and basically overtime, 2-lap shootout.
Well, if you want to go by NASCAR standards, there you go. But then I just like to have a little fun, so.
Yeah, I know, I just like to put it in better wording too. Or as I like to call it, better not mess up.
I just call it, you better make sure you just get that thing across the line first and call it a day. That's all I would say.
Yeah, another way to put it is, as soon as that white flag's waving, next flag ends it.
Top 5 going into this run. Stahl, Racky, Oaks, Bab, and Rideout. Vickery right in the cuts of it. Michael, this one is going to be a final lap shootout, to say the least.
Indeed, as pace cars into pit lane, and we're making our way to the restart zone. And we are back, underway, back to the as we go. As Racky and Stahl try to battle it out, as Racky tries to take an early lead. But Stahl quickly take it right back in 1 and 2.
Stahl has everything to lose and everything to gain. Oaks, so look at him drafting that 66 right off the back cusp of a turn, off the back straightaway. Oaks trying to hold him down. He's got a golden chance here, trying to make a run as we come right up through turn number 3 to turn number 4. Ladies and gentlemen, this is your white flag lap presented by the ButtKicker Company. Stahl just got a gift from Jeff Oaks. He just forced Racky on the outside and lost all the momentum. Bad Bayer, be careful. He got almost at 51 off the turn. He can't have any more bad spots. He needs all the points he can get. But for turn 3 and to turn number 4, it's not about the points. It's about the prestige and glory. Corey Stahl will finally do it and get the win at Charlotte Speedway.
Congratulations, Corey Stahl. Welcome to the Winners Club this season. Claudio makes it how many different winners on this season?
I think we're now at 9 of 10. We have now just broken the record. What, 2 received?
Oh!
Well, I don't think that was intentional by any means by Vickery. I think he was just trying to show Stahl some love, but nevertheless, Corey Stahl walks away with this one, although I'll have to see what Stahl thought about that one in a minute. Nevertheless, race fans, there he is, your ButtKicker 80 winners. They'll get it somewhat cleaned up from the backstretch. The Apex Sim Racing 66, Corey Stahl, victorious, 2 seasons, 2 wins to his name, and adds to the growing list of an elite field of drivers that has been able to come away victorious through this season. 2 wins for Racky, 1 for Bab, 1 for Warrens, 1 for Anderson, 1 for Hopper, 1 for Kahn, 1 for Hansen, 1 for McKinney, and now 1 for Corey Stahl.
And here comes the pedal to the metal checkered flag moment.
What a season. What an absolutely wild, unpredictable, intense, crazy season. There is no way on this earth anybody could even have guessed it would have been this crazy of a season from point A to point B, but we have reached its climax. We have 2 more races remaining in this season, and Corey Stahl adds to the growing list of winners. He wins this one out. Jeff Oaks will go 2nd, Racky goes 3rd, Bab 4th, Vickery 5th, Anderson goes 6th, Darnell 7th, 8th to Rideout, Paulo goes 9th, 10th to Corey Reed, rounds out your top 10 in this one. The rest of your finishers on your screen. Alright, my Rice fans, we will be right back. We're going to cut to a quick commercial message, and then we will be back with your top 3 interviews.
With the ButtKicker Gamer 2, what you see and what you hear is what you feel. ButtKicker. The future is feeling.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back here on to P10 Racing TV as we're about to listen in to our top 3 drivers coming away from this one. What a wild, wild day of racing it has been. Waiting on our top 3 to join us here. We'll see when and where they decide to show up. We'll give them a countdown here. They got about 3 or 4 minutes before we will be getting ready to sign off the air. But Jeff Radke, Jeff Oaks, Corey Stahl, man, what a wild, wild race this was here, Michael.
Yes, it was. And the seasons in the next 2 races are only gonna be crazier.
Only crazier, only more wild and unpredictable, and you know, honestly, I don't think we would have it any other way.
Indeed, indeed. Just glad I was able to be up here again for another call. As you just wait for these post-race interviews to get underway. But it looks like race control right now might be having a meeting with them before they get over here. Well, this has been a good night for racing.
Good night for racing, a good time to be out here on the track and really showcase what these guys and gals had really to bring to the table here as we look at some of our finishers as we give them a few more minutes here if they are getting talked to by race control. Currently, we look at this here and you just see this field, again, a growing stack of drivers. So close, so many times, so many opportunities. Dennis Warrens and Robert Warrens, man, catching a very bad break there. Both guys getting clobbered in their own situation. Robert Warrens, mechanical issues in 95, couldn't quite get it back out. Bab finally get himself another top 5 yet again here after a 2-week slump. Really starting to really showcase what he is all about, and he can not only take it on the on those big plate tracks, but he can also really take it to some of the other guys here on the other end of the spectrum. Chantel Powell coming away with another top 10, a good story for her. Corey Reed, another top 10 as well, really hanging in there. Jordan Darnell, first top 10, no, really top 5 of the season for him. He really had to work for that one. Jeffrey Vickery, from the back of the outhouse, he had to travel to the White House as well. I mean, we talked about that again earlier, Michael, but man, he had to absolutely take this one on home.
Well, congratulations to Corey Stahl on getting his first win of the day. And might as well go ahead and shout out our sponsors while we wait, if you wanted.
Yeah, we'll give a quick little shout out to the sponsors real quick again. Yep, so a big thank you again to our friends over at Six Sigma Sim Racing, the ButtKicker, the Pit Stall Racing Series, Ford Entertainment Group, PC.net, GainZFitness.inc, and of course, Lightning Wrapz for their support throughout the season. Thank you so much to them, and thanks so much to the fans out there. Honestly, I'm not completely sure if we're going to get top 3 interviews here. I'm completely confused on what is going on down there. Usually they're all ready to go, ready to get in here and talk with us.
Well, that would be a good question for race controllers real quick. I guess we can probably bring in another driver then get their thoughts on the race while we wait if you wanted.
No, honestly, we don't have too long to wait here. We can only stay around here so long on these broadcasts, and they know it too. So I guess we'll go ahead and throw the graphics up real quick here. A 3rd place finisher for Jeff Radke and that 51. A great showing of him today, and once more closing some gap points up and closing some opportunities here on the track. A great 2nd place yet again for Jeff Oaks here, man. I know he hates being that runner-up. I know he wants to get a win or 2 more than he's already got, but what a story career for him and the guy out of Pennsylvania there. And then, of course, what can you say about Corey Stahl, man? Last season, goes wild to the rim there at Dover, finishes it out on a strong note, and today, just absolutely chaotic and crazy to believe. What a show, what a run there for him and his team. I mean, definitely, if anything, he deserved that win just by simply driving out 2 restart zones and two tough restarts in that general zone. That is a tough deal to work around, but hanged on to the end.
Indeed, indeed. It was a great race. as we get ready to head on down to the, as we get ready for next, as we hope to get these drivers locked in and get ready for next week.
With 2 weeks left, ladies and gentlemen, here we will see. Well, it looks like Jeff Radke is going to try to get with us here. Let's getting word right now. He actually had a little bit of some stuff to deal with down on the outside of the track there in pit lane, so we'll give him a chance here. Nashville Super Speedway, though, next week, ladies and gentlemen, we'll be back with the ButtKicker 80 there, or 100. I believe it's the Nashville. I think it's the ButtKicker 100. Don't quote me on that one, driver fans. We'll double check on that real quick.
As you go to Smashville.
Smashville.
That's just something that people call it.
Oh.
Or the Music City, whatever you want to call it.
We call it I call it the Music City, yeah, but I don't know about Smashville.
You would just call it Smashville because smash.
Depending on how you look at it, I guess. Well, let's hope that we're going to hear from Radke, but I don't think we're going to get him either. So I just asked him if he was going to come, and looks like he's said he's got more important matters to deal with than a top 3 interview. So I guess we're just going to go ahead and call this one a night, guys. We gave him an early chance we could, but we can't keep doing this all day. So big thank you again to our sponsors, Six Sigma Sim Racing, the ButtKicker Company, Pitstall Racing Series, Ford Entertainment Group, PC.net, GainZFitness Incorporated, and Lightning Wrapz for your support. Race fans, we'll catch you guys next time here on the show. Thanks so much for tuning in. I've been your host, Christian the Crusader Driver, joined by Michael Bollinger throughout. Thanks so much for tuning in. We'll see you next time with the Green Flag Flies.